This is session 6 on the course Grieving the Loss of a Pet. I'm Dr. Tracy. In the last session, we talked about the stage of reconstruction and healing. In this session, we'll discuss the existential crisis that can happen when we experience the loss of a loved one. You will need pen and paper, so go ahead and grab it if you still need to get it. Death has a way of putting us in an existential crisis of sorts. It forces us to see the fragility of life and the inevitability of death. This realization does something to us. It changes us. The goal is to make sure it changes us for the better and not for the worse. Take this opportunity to appreciate life, to love harder, be true to ourselves. This existential crisis can often lead to an enlightenment on our spiritual journey. If this happens to you, follow your heart. Follow what your inner spiritual being is leading you towards. This could be meditation, yoga, a spiritual service, reading spiritual books, joining spiritual groups, maybe participating in events with like-minded people. Tap into this gift. It can lead us to freedom. Freedom from the limitations and restraints of the human world. It can help us believe in something much bigger than ourselves. It can help us know that we are never lost to the ones we love, and they are never lost to us. We just change forms, similar to the element of water. During this stage, I began reading the book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Mind by Dr. Wayne Dyer. It's his interpretive meaning of the Tao Te Ching, which provides ancient wisdom on the nature of our existence. One of the chapters is titled, Living by Letting Go. Not a coincidence that my intuition led me straight to this book. Now, please keep in mind, I'm going to give you an interpretation of someone else's interpretation and picking out only what can help us through the grieving process. The concept that stuck out for me the most is that in reality, there's nothing to actually let go of because nothing is ours to keep. We don't own anything or anyone. This was like fireworks going off in my mind. It was the very thing I needed to release myself from the pain. I didn't have to let go because I had nothing to let go of. What a powerful and freeing concept. The only thing we have to let go of now is the pain. To live in peace in our heart and freedom in our mind, we must let go of all attachments. Most of our life is spent worrying, agonizing, even obsessing about attachments and what we think belongs to us. Our ego teaches us this from birth. As babies, we believe mommy belongs to us. As toddlers, we must own every toy in the world. As teens, well, we're obviously entitled to everything. And as adults, a job, spouse, kids, they're all ours. We own them. And then we inevitably lose it. We have a complete breakdown and it destroys us. Why? For what? We tend to cherish life when our paths cross, but feel scorned when they don't. We can remind ourselves that death is a part of life, but it doesn't have to be the end. In fact, spiritually speaking, there is no end because there is no death. It doesn't exist. Our soul never dies. It just leaves our human body and continues on living in the spirit world. We don't readily accept this concept in the beginning of our grieving. When we grieve the loss of a loved one and someone tells us that they're in a better place now, we usually just want to punch them in the face. But it doesn't mean that we don't truly believe that. What it means is that we're just not ready to believe that. We have to go through the grieving process first. We have to process through and release the guilt, the sadness, the anger. And only then can we begin to see the sun through the clouds. The hope. We begin to see that this isn't something done to us. It was something done for us. The world and our life now has a bigger and better purpose. We now live life in honor of them. For your therapy homework, I want you to get the pen and paper and journal your thoughts about these concepts. Dig deeply, explore your belief system and challenge it. Validate your beliefs or replace the old beliefs with new ones. I would love to hear your feedback on this session in the course classroom. This is the end of session 6.